Welcome to Sanaa, a historic capital city in the heart of Yemen, located at an elevation of 7,500 feet high, being the record holder of being the highest capital of the world with a population of 4 million people, making the city to host about 10% of the Yemeni population. The city of Sanaa is nestled between Jabal Nuqum in the east and the foothills of the tallest Yemeni mountain, Jabal Nabi Shuaib, in the west. The city of Sanaa has a very rare mild version of a temperate climate as a result of its lower altitude and higher elevation, in which this makes the ultraviolet radiations in Sanaa to be much stronger than the broader Arabian desert. The city also experiences microclimates from district to district because of its uneven elevation. And before we go explore the timeless city, make sure to subscribe, like and comment to keep this channel going and growing. So let's begin. The old city of Sanaa was inhabited for over 25,000 years and used to have for over 6,000 houses lie within its city walls before the 11th century. The old city contains many intact architectural gems, making the old city a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1989. Architectural gems such as the multi-story burnt brick tower houses adorned with striking intricate geometric patterns that is not only decorative but also a water repellent. And the purpose of these multi-story houses was used to protect the families and properties from rival tribes or bandits. Most of the homes have 6 floors, and the first floor was usually built with solid rock, and it's used as a communal family kitchen and animal pen, while the second floor is used to store grains. But in a case of an attack, it will be used as a firing position, as there is a bay window in which the house owner could see from above through spy holes who is approaching. But the interior of these houses include an irregular maze-like floor plan topped by wooden beams and thick walls, which regulates the temperature inside. And also, the windows have narrow shuttered glasses that let in shaft of light but keeps the direct sunlight out. The houses often have a wooden balconies, often overhang the streets, and its rooms are called qa, which can be reached by an internal wooden spiral stairs. There are also elaborate stucco carving called jerid adorned walls, especially on the upper floors. These houses also have flat rooftops, which provides living spaces and views of the skyline. Clothesline and potted plants are common sights in these rooftops. The old city is surrounded by numerous gates, and the most notable gate is Bab al-Yaman. The old city has many souks, and the most important one is Souk al-Milh, which is the salt market located in the heart of the old town, in which legend has it that the old city of Sanaa sprang out of a salt market. The old city also have numerous specialized markets, in which these markets are considered to be open-air museums, as these markets are recorded in history books. As there were more than 50 specialized markets, however, over time, these markets have been reduced to only 35 markets, in which frankincense and myrrh was traded to the west and was considered by the ancient Egyptians and Romans as the very best in the region, as the kingdom of Saba was a major production of frankincense and myrrh, and Sanaa largely owed to its ancient prosperity. And also, coffee has history in these specialized coffee markets in the old city, as coffee shipped from the port of Mocha and traded within these market corners before it became popular the world over. You can also find antique shops where you can find things from the ancient times, such as jewelry, silver, and artifacts. There are also professions frozen in time in these markets, such as blacksmiths and carpenters who use the streets as an extended workshop. The oil shop grinded by the help of camels, which can give you a glimpse of the ancient life in the old town of Sanaa. There are also khat market in the old town where Yemenites buy and sell khat, in which chewing the leaves of khat releases a stimulant and gives a mild sense of euphoria. Yemen has a long history of chewing khat, in which it is a legal drug in Yemen. The old town's streets and alleys have been walked over and over for thousands of years, in which they are crowded and narrow, built to fit only 2 loaded camels passing through. But for cars it's a bit of a squeeze. In these very streets you'll spot young boys pushing wheelbarrows, transporting the goods from one souk to another through the narrow streets in which no car could go through. There are also hidden gems in the old city, where you can find gardens in every neighborhood in the old town. And these gardens are called mishammah, which is a public garden providing food and present a green space between the tightly packed buildings and underscoring the holistic nature of the traditional Arabian city. Another ancient gem is the Grand Mosque, built during the time of the Prophet's lifetime, peace be upon him, as people are praying and reading the holy book of Quran in the great mosque, as you can feel the sense of peace and tranquility inside these old mosques. And outside in the public, the streets are dominated by Yemenite men. Do not be intimidated by their jambiyas and kalashnikovs, as it is a cultural tradition among Arab cultures to carry weapons. But the jambiya has deep roots in the Yemeni culture. As a boy hits puberty, the boy is not allowed to be among the harem, thus carries the jambiya to symbolize that he has become a man. The Yemenite Jews used to make silver jambiyas, and the intricate patterns in the jambiya's handle often attracts more attention than the dagger blade itself, in which these handles was originally made from rhino horns until it was banned in 1987. But now they use plastic or deer horns. But if you find yourself about to buy a rhino horned jambiya, be ready to spend up to $10,000, unlike the $25 deer horned ones. There are also countless caravan inns where merchants used to unload their camels and spend the night. But now these places are converted into a meeting hub for local inhabitants. And speaking of local inhabitants, Sanaani women used to cover themselves with the traditional Sanaani dress that was adorned with colorful patterns. But now that culture has disappeared in favor of the all-black veil. And speaking about preserving culture, the Sanaa Old Town was added in the list of the world's heritage site in danger, which resulted in the armed conflict and heavy rainfall. But the good news is that the old mud brick houses are rebuilt by UNESCO and other organizations. So let's go to the Sanaa's new city. And before we do that, make sure to subscribe, like and comment and share to help this video with the YouTube algorithm. The new city of Sanaa, also known as Sanaaoldcity, is the modern expansion area located southwest of the old walled city of Sanaa. But there are newer neighborhoods that fan out in a loosely organized grid pattern from the airport road. With its mid-rise building and contemporary architecture, it has a chaotic architecture, as some buildings are inspired by the architectural designs of the old world city of Sanaa, but some look modern and out of place in that very ancient city, as it offers a contrast to the ancient brick structures of old Sanaa. The new city has a towering mid-sized apartments and office complexes that has come to define the skyline of Sanaa's new city. Shades of beige, grey and marble define the modernist architectural aesthetics seen throughout this part of Sanaa. The new city has an orderly urban planning with tree-lined streets, often sets it apart from the labyrinthine lanes of the old city center. However, The increased development have placed pressure on the existing infrastructure. Traffic jams are common on main roads in Sanaa's new city as more people rely on private vehicles. Horns often blare along busy thoroughfares like Hadda streets during morning and evening rush hours. The new city has iconic landmarks such as Saleh Mosque, which is one of the largest mosques in Yemen. Its striking modern design with eye-catching marble works with Islamic and Yemenite design, in which makes it a notable landmark along the city skyline. And nearby, there is Al Satin Square, which functions as a public gathering space. Sanaa's new city is home to a rapidly growing population, mainly comprised of middle class, lower class, and upper class Yemenis, as well as foreign expatriates working for embassies, NGOs, etc. etc. Middle class Yemenis live in apartment buildings in the new city, while the upper class live in the gated villas communities, which caters to different income level. Housing styles ranges from the modest flats to lavish multi-floor homes with modern amenities. But the lower class Yemenis can't afford the skyrocketing city rents and therefore live in the much affordable house in the outskirts and ghettos of the new city of Sanaa. And if you look at the locals, you'll notice that they have the characteristics of the Arabian race. But the city's racial demographic, which consists of a majority Arabian and a minority Afro-Arabs, with some foreigners working at embassies and NGOs. In addition to offices and schools, there are also malls, supermarkets, hospitals, and recreational areas for the Sanaanis. There are also modern coffee shops and restaurants along Hadda streets that are popular hangouts. The new city has a good internal road networks which connects to other districts, but traffic is worsening as there is no metro system yet. Taxi vans called white taxis provide a cheaper transport option. Sanaa also had an international airport that serves as the main air traffic hub. It links the capital to other large Yemeni cities and international destinations via Gulf carriers. Just south of the city, the Yemeni Stadium is home of the Yemen's national football team and its beloved domestic league games. So I'm going to end this video with a Yemeni quote. Sanaa must be seen, however long the journey, which is a journey through time and space.